I managed to skip.
The Unitarian Christian Association is grateful for this opportunity to visit the congregation of the old meeting house in Mansfield and to welcome members and friends of the UCA from across the country. And I'm aware that there are some people joining us here today for the very first time. The Unitarian Christian Association was founded in 1991 in response to the perception that the liberal Christian witness within the General Assembly of Unitarian and Free Christian churches required a more articulate and confident voice. This was in the wake of the publication of the green hymn book, Hymns for Living, and the red hymn book, Hymns of Faith and Freedom, and the attendant controversies that surrounded their respective introduction into the worship life of our fellow congregations. The Unitarian Christian Association serves as a resource to the movement, publishing books, hosting worship and workshops at the General Assembly annual meetings, providing reference books to students for the ministry, producing the quarterly magazine I've already mentioned, The Herald, traveling around the United Kingdom holding worship services and events that are explicitly liberal Christian in character and content, liaising with ecumenical bodies and charities, and most importantly, ensuring that a liberal Christian witness is maintained within the denomination. You may be aware of our recent support of Christian aid that was a direct response to the General Assembly's Chief Officer's call for us to remind the denomination that the General Assembly was one of the founding organizations when Christian aid was created in the wake of the Second World War. Now, in the schoolroom today, where we will be meeting and sharing afternoon tea, there's a table with some books and other items for purchase, and there are membership forms available should you wish to make a commitment to support the work of the UCA. It is the goal of the UCA to travel around the country, visiting the different regions of the nation, holding gatherings such as today's. And often these events are the only explicitly Christian Unitarian acts of worship and workshops to which people in the movement have access. Our service this afternoon here in this splendid meeting house is connected to the topic of our workshop, so the two elements of the afternoon's program should ideally inform each other. Now, when we visit congregations, we ask if there is any style of worship that they would like to experience, and if there are any topics that they would like to see addressed in the workshop. The first request that was made by the folk here at Mansfield was that we explain who we are and what we're about, which is why I've taken these few minutes to introduce ourselves. The other request that was made for today's gathering was that the worship introduce people to the Taizé style. Now, whilst we were grateful for this expression of interest in something that is close to the heart of the UCA's ecumenical approach to worship, we are aware that many of our services in the past have been in the style of the community of Taizé, and many of our regular supporters, those who attend these gatherings faithfully, may find it helpful to move beyond this particular form of worship because it does not speak to everyone. So in order to address both realities, the request of the folk at Mansfield and those who find that this is perhaps not helpful to them, we have incorporated some Taizé chants into the worship we will share in a few minutes.
A prayer of consecration by very well-known Unitarian James Martin. Eternal God, who committest us to the swift, solemn trust of life, since we know not what a day may bring forth, but only that the hour for serving thee is always present. May we wake to the instant claims of of thy holy will. Not waiting for tomorrow, but yielding today. Lay to rest by the persuasion of thy Spirit the resistance of our passion, indolence, or fear. Consecrate with thy presence the way our feet may go, and the humblest work will shine, and the roughest places be made plain. Lift us up above unrighteousness, anger, and mistrust into faith and hope and charity by a simple and steadfast reliance on thy sure will. And so may we be modest in our time of wealth, patient under disappointment, ready for danger, serene in death. In all things, draw us to the mind of Christ, that thy lost image may be traced again, and then mayest own us at one with him and thee. Amen. Let us say together the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
It's admitted that it's ongoing. And of course, that's the Unitarian free Christian approach to faith as well, that it's never sealed, signed, and delivered, but one is always in process, growth. Revelation is not sealed, there's always more to learn. So what we're going to do today is give you just a taste of one of the sessions. There are 5, and they can be used independently of one another. They can be used as part of a course, and each one can be expanded or contracted according to one's needs. Now, Kathy and I ran one over points on the spectrum in between. But if you could say something about your background and how you relate to this elusive figure, either historically, spiritually, whatever. Please do not feel that this is group therapy. You don't have to be overly self-revealing. Choose to share as much as you want. What I would ask, friends, please, that we exercise the spirit of tolerance and not make judgments, at least verbally, to people about how they approach the figure of Jesus. Okay? Enjoy.
Not really to say that I'm recently retired.
That's 4 payments to it. Unitarian Christian Association.